Hi, it's Tony at OWEN Powered Access. A video about the voltages, mixed voltages on one of these machines, and why the little starter battery next to this petrol engine is so important. Right, the simple answer is, it says on the data plate here, it says maximum voltage 24. That's quite important. It doesn't say the only voltage is 24. The batteries here, 4 6-volt batteries, 24 volts. That does the heavy lifting. That does the main hydraulic motor. So that's happening there. But what you wouldn't know, and I didn't know with this machine because it differs to the older ones, is actually dual voltage. There's a lot of 12-volt stuff as well. So a little giveaway here. Big connector plug, 24 volts, smaller connector plug, 12 volts. And the 12 volts for the machine is supplied by this little starter battery over here. Well, I call it the starter battery because it's kind of, when you look at it, its obvious job is to start this Honda petrol engine. But actually there's so much more than that. This 12 volt battery supplies the 12 volts for the push buttons and various bits and pieces, but most importantly the cage weight electronics over here on the basket. So if that 12 volt battery is flat, your machine's completely dead. You'll turn the key, the cage weight system will be dead. There's no alarm, there's no sort of setting of that. There's nothing. So you can think you've got all the petrol in the world, the batteries are charged, you put a multimeter across, you've got 24 volts, probably more than that when they're fully charged, 25.5. The machine is dead. You don't know why. There's a very good chance that this little battery here has gone dead. How that usually happens is, if you leave the key switch on, the cage weight system will set itself. And there's these two relays over here, I'm pointing at just above my finger, they latch in and they take a very small sort of milliamp current to keep them powered and latched in. So if you leave this overnight, it'd probably be all right, but you disappear off for a long bank holiday weekend, come back and the machine is dead and you can't work out why. It's because this has drained all the power from this little battery and none of the 12 volt system works. Right, so how do you get over that? Well, if you're lucky and there's still a little bit of voltage left in this, you can actually fire up the petrol engine. Believe it or not, even with a low voltage, there's still enough amperage in the battery sometimes to start this engine up. This engine actually has a charge coil. You can see the regulator rectifier on here. That'll then put sort of 14.5 volts back into this. The voltage comes up high enough. The cage weight system see that voltage is high enough, everything starts to work again. But what you have got to bear in mind is if you don't leave this engine running, charging that battery, it'll soon be flat again, and you'll be in a muddle, the thing will break down. What should happen is when you're using the battery, so not the petrol engine, you press the green button, that brings a little red light on. So if you can see down through here, this here is a 24 volt to 12 volt transformer. So what happens is, when the 12 volt system is in use and this battery is being drained, the 24 volt batteries supply a top up to that, but via this transformer down here. This might be as clear as mud. But one of the other reasons that this 12 volt battery can be flat is this transformer can be faulty. So what you'll find is that the light might be on, but no one will be home. The light will come on, it might charge that battery once, the light stays on, but it doesn't kind of delatch. So when you press the green button over here again, it doesn't start the process and take any voltage from the 24 volt system and charge the 12 volt battery. So you can find that battery goes flat again. So it can be as simple as you've left the key on, discharge that over the weekend, and it needs recharging, needs the engine starting, something like that. Or it could be that the actual transformer box through the back here, which, let's be honest, are crap. They last about 2 years and they're about £200, and you have to go to Nifty Lift for another one. But they can be faulty as well. So they sort of two options for failure really, and the reason, that sort of explains badly the reason why that 12 volt battery is so important to these machines.